He did not show up. I'm like, this is craziness.
No.
All right. So
32 years, Dina. I've never missed a meeting in my life.
yeah, I know.
Ever.
Hey, for people that don't know what we're talking
I
about,
like
Chris and I had
glasses.
thank you, honey. We had a 30-minute glitch in this Zoom thing here. So we stuck it out. And now I'd like to introduce Chris. And Carrie introduced us. And she's
Hi, Dina.
Hi.
Yes.
Do we have a big delay?
Hi, Dina. Oh, we do?
Yeah, because you know it couldn't just go easy.
Of course not.
Oh,
It's funny.
Good.
I had a similar podcast last night in Australia, and there were no glitches. And you and I are in the same country, and we've had one glitch after another.
Almost the same zip code.
Almost the same zip code. You're Jersey. I'm New York, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for coming on. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Belated. Happy New Year.
Belated Happy New Year. Tell everybody your name.
My name is Chris Gaunt. It's Gaunt.
Yeah, this is Chris Gaunt. And I met Chris through Carrie, and she's the CEO of Actor Transformation. And it's good to have you on the show today.
So nice to see you, Dina. I love your podcast, and Carrie spoke very highly of you. I love working with Carrie. In fact, I'm with her tonight at 5:00 Eastern. So she's on California time. I'm on East Coast time. So thanks for having me.
Oh, you're quite welcome. My pleasure. And so what are you doing with Carrie? Is she a coach or?
Yes. So Carrie runs a terrific business called Actor Transformation, as you know, and I've been working with her for a few months, and I felt really confident when I entered into the entertainment world about, what I needed to do as an actor, producer, and writer, but less confident about how do I really button myself up and market myself. I felt very confident in the business world doing that, but in the acting or entertainment world, it's very different. So it's IMDb, which she's an expert at. It's Facebook, it's LinkedIn, it's Twitter, it's Instagram, it's Carmelicity. It goes on and on and on. And she's been a master helping me to really promote and market myself and the things that I can do in this industry. She's wonderful to work with. Highly recommend her.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's 99% production, and then the 1% we get to be creative. Particularly when you're an independent filmmaker.
Yes, so true. It's something, Dina, that when I worked in the corporate America world. It was all hustle, hustle, hustle. Never refused to be outworked, refused to be out hustled. And taking that credo and that mantra and applying it to the entertainment world, it's the exact same thing. So once I figured out, which was almost instantly, Dina, that this is a business, not unlike every other business, you have to hustle and refuse to be outworked or out hustled. And there's no exception for that. I mean, that really makes up for any shortcomings as you enter into the entertainment world, much like the business world.
Oh yeah, it's all about commitment. So many times I've met young people in LA where they give it a year and they're going home, and I'm like, you have to to master anything, it takes 10 years, and it's film industry is all perseverance.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit it right on the head.
Yeah, but our philosophies and our lifestyle is kind of similar, where we both started a little later in life in the film industry. How long was it before that you actually gave up the corporate world? How long did you know that you wanted to be an actor before you actually took the leap?
Forever. I started when I was a young kid. I was 12 years old. I was cast in my first play and musical, and I had to make the decision then, Dina, way, way, way back then. Do I want to continue to do this, which I knew I did, or do I want to continue sports? Because I loved both of them so passionately. And for better or for worse, as a young kid, I chose kind of the sports avenue. So baseball, football, basketball, tennis, golf, which I still enjoy all of those today. The cool thing about the entertainment world, as I'm a little older now,
just a little,
and entered it a little later after a successful career in corporate America, is that it's very similar. To me, it's very similar to joining an athletic team. You have a relatively short amount of time to get really good at something or try to get good at something. It's a team approach. It's all about esprit de corps and working toward a common goal. And in this case, it's a project like a film. Or if you're on the production side, there's so many moving pieces and parts to that. Or if you're writing a screenplay, you're never writing it alone or in a vacuum. It is a team approach. So that's why I love this business so much. It reminds me of being on that competitive field, in that competitive environment. And I can take some of those lessons I learned there and really apply them to the entertainment world. It's been a blast. A dream come true.
Oh, I'm so glad for you. I'm so glad for you. Yeah, there's so much to be said about experience and drive in the same, God bless the youth, but there's a lot to be said for people that, have a long living dream that's served, that's done by you. Yay, I congratulate you on that. So
even as a kid, Dina, I mean, I was watching films and critiquing films and thinking, how would I have directed that? How would I even the dialogue, how would I have said that or acted that scene a little differently? And we were affectionately referred to when we get together for family meetings as the rerun family, because after pleasantries were exchanged, all we do is talk about the movies we had seen or the shows that we were in love with. And we'd diagnose them and go through them scene by scene by scene. How annoying, right? But I loved it. It was great.
I love it too.
And I still do that today. I still do it today.
Married with kids. What does your wife think about your trans?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've only been married 31 years, but who's counting? It'll be 31 years in a second, so a long time. So she's stuck with me.
Her. No.
Exactly. Amen to that. Oh my God. I'm sure she could write a bestseller about me. Holy smokes. But she's been incredibly supportive. She's been really, really wonderful. And in fact, when I made the leap from the business world to the entertainment world, we spent nearly 2 years, my wife and I, we have 2 older children in their mid to late 20s now that are on their own. So it was my wife, myself, and our 2 dogs driving, crisscrossing the country, and me auditioning my tail off. Wow. And working usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then schlepping back and coming back. God only knows where we were, but a lot of it was in the Northeast, but also bi-coastal. So I've done West Coast work and East Coast work. She's been by my side. She's been on set with me many times. She's had some great experiences.
It's awesome. I can't hear you. I can't, where'd you go? Oh, I cannot hear you. Oh, Mr. Zoom, wherever you are.
There we go.
Okay, I'm so mad at Mr. Zoom right now. It's recording, so I'll edit it and, take out what's too crazy and all that. So
without the support of my wife and 2 kids, I don't think I would have done this. And my 2 dogs that are willing companions. We've crisscrossed the country, and it's been a blast. It's been a blast.
Oh, it takes a certain type of person, but how exciting is that? How exciting is that? And I've seen on your IMDb that you've done a lot of work through the COVID.
Yes, it's been nonstop.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'd like to let you and your listeners know, and you do a great job, is that just because we're thrown into this global pandemic, the work still continues. It may take on different forms, but I'm doing much more self-taping. And then if you're lucky enough to get a callback, those still exist, and they're, in COVID-safe environments. But actually, the last year or so, I've never been busier. And a lot of that, Dina, I want to impress upon the listeners, if I can lead them with anything or leave them with anything, is that the work continues. Keep persevering, never give up. And there's nothing like that good work ethic to get you through a global pandemic. So keep your head up, keep auditioning, keep creating, keep acting, keep writing, keep producing, or whatever you're doing, because the work goes on.
Yes, the work goes on. And it's actually, it's so good for your mind and your energy to focus on something about this, what looks like gloom and doom, but we will get out of it. It's really fantastic.
We will get out of it. Yeah, we will get out of it. We will get out of it.
So why are you in New York instead of LA? Do you like,
Yeah, great question. So I live in New York. So I live a couple of hours north of New York City. So just from a proximity and logistics standpoint, it was very convenient. We live in the beautiful Adirondack Mountains, but it's still very accessible to New York. And the New York area, if you just go a few miles north of New York City, you're like in a totally different world. So you have the beauty of New York and that wonderful energy and buzz and creativity. And then you can go an hour north and you're in the country. So it's really the best of both worlds. Having said that, I love working on the West Coast as well. I had a chance in October. My wife and I flew out to LA, and we did a wonderful little film, a short film with a terrific veteran actress, Diane Franklin. I spent the day with her. She was great, and the weather was awesome. And then we flew back to the cold of New York. So I enjoy dipping my toes on both coasts. It's been great. So family's here. I have family here in the New York area. So that's convenient. We're close to New York City. There's a lot of work in New York City, film work.
So much.
And then provided I'm willing to jump on a plane, you're a plane ride away from LA.
Yeah, which is, if you're not bougie and you don't have to go first class, costs about $100 round trip.
It's so cheap right now. It's so inexpensive to fly to LA. I couldn't drive there for less. It's so cheap.
It'd be crazy to drive.
Tickets are incredibly inexpensive. So
I know.
Once it opens up again, I'm all about going to the West Coast and acting and producing on the West Coast as well. I love both coasts.
Yeah, I do too. I was living in LA for a couple of years, and I had planned on going back in August, and I'm like, why am I going back? So that's why.
Good for you.
Lot of fun, man.
And the weather's so nice. I'm looking out at 2 feet of snow, and you don't have that in LA.
It's so smoke and mirrors, but you gotta love it. You just gotta love. If you could really wrap your head around what LA is, so phony, it's just great.
At least you know what it is.
Yeah. But getting back to you in New York, if it were pre-COVID, if you Google how many TV shows there are being made in New York, you have 125 shows all at the same time shooting in New York. So
it's incredible. And then also to do independent films, Dina, as you move north, there's incredible tax credits to shoot. We did a feature film that wrapped right before COVID. Shot entire.
That one that you're working on now, you guys working on post-production. She follows.
Right. It's called Follow Her. It's a great psychological thriller with a terrific cast. Social media thriller helmed by 2 incredibly creative, wonderful female creators. The director is Sylvia Kaminer. Yeah. She's a 2-time Emmy winner. It's written and stars the lead female, Dani Barker. She's from Canada. She's living in Vancouver. Sylvia is living in Florida. And then also in terms of actors, we have Dani as the lead actress. So she wrote it and she's the lead actress in it. Luke Cook, who's a fabulous Australian actor with 1 million Instagram followers. Wow. He's in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and did some Katie Keene episodes. He's an amazing 6'4", incredibly good looking, ripped. I mean, he's all of that. Yeah. So you've got Dani, very attractive, very talented. Luke, very attractive, very talented. They're the 2 leads. And then Mark Moses.
I'm so sorry. Who wrote the script?
Dani Barker, Barker. She is a Canadian, and she had written for 6 or 7 years her own series called Starvival, and she adapted that concept into this thriller. So it's a great psychological thriller around social media and the potential dangers of social media and being liked by everyone. Yeah, isn't it good?
Yeah.
So that's in post-production now. So shot in LA, in post-production in LA, shot in New York, post-production in LA. And we're excited for the world to see this in fall or winter of 2021. So we're just a few months away from the world being able to enjoy this. We also got Mark Moses, who's a 40-year veteran. He's a great guy. So he's been in Platoon, Desperate Housewives, Mad Men, Bombshell. He just landed a president role on the CW show called Maverick when that gets filming again. So he was awesome to be around on set, 40 years in the business, and super humble, super cool. It was a great production.
You're an actor on that, an executive producer.
Yeah, a small part. I mean, I became a producer before as an AP, and through a lot of hard work, busting my tail, they bumped me up. They bumped me up to an executive producer, so I was thrilled about that. And I want to work with Sylvia and Dani the rest of my life. If I could, I'd be a happy man. They're great. So I went from an AP to an EP, which was a lot of fun. And then I have a small role in the film as well. So, and there's a sequel. So we have a sequel in the works.
Love it.
So provided this as well, there'll be a number 2. There'll be a sequel, which will be very different than the first, but equally as exciting and very relevant topic-wise.
I know followed your fundraiser too. You guys really raised a chunk of money for post-production.
Post-production cost, incredible. It's about 160 grand for an Indian post, which is not cheap. I mean, this film will come in under $1 million, which sounds like a lot, but in the indie world and in the film business, as you know, it's not. So we needed about 160 grand for post. We raised 63,000, just under 63,000 on a WeFunder investing campaign, which closed about a week and a half ago. So we're thrilled to have that. Yeah, so we're so excited. We had a goal of 50,000. We raised just under 63,000. And I can tell you, and your listeners, I've never worked harder in my life to raise $63,000.
That's a lot of work.
Incredible.
I've done fundraisers.
Oh my gosh. But God bless everyone that invested. It's an investment platform, especially during COVID times, that did not we recognize that it's particularly difficult during COVID to ask for money. And we felt good about this being an investment platform. So if and when,
yes, that you get your money back and 10% more or whatever.
You're a sharp woman. Yeah. So if and when, and God willing, it's when the film does well and sells, they would get their investment back plus a 20% bump. And then there's some back end as well. So, we're thrilled that that many people jumped on as investors in a film. And the thriller genre is the most profitable genre of film there is. So we're very hopeful.
By far.
Relatively low cost to make, and they make a ton of money. And again, I'm knocking on wood here. I'm knocking on wood.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, of course, we don't make films for the money, because forget it. If that's what you're in it for,
I'm not.
Yeah, I just directed a feature through the Bronx during COVID.
Nice.
And we get all on the back end, and I don't care if we make any money, but just the fact that we were able to, there was 4 of us, 4 crew, made a feature film.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Isn't it amazing what you can do when you say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I refuse not to do this. We're committed. We're going to do it.
Well, you got to love it. And I can tell that you do.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm super excited for you. I actually wrote a short film that I'm going to be shooting in Central Park. I would love for you to audition for it.
I would welcome that opportunity.
For the age bracket. And
I will audition with bells on, and you pay me a cup of coffee and I'm there.
Yeah, well, I'm not shooting until March, but do I have to contact Carrie in order for you to audition, send you the?
You come right to me. You come right to me.
All right, I am going to hold auditions, but I would love to at least audition you. I think,
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Comedy, just a short dark comedy.
I wrote a full feature comedy, so I'd love to run that by you as well, just to get your point of view on it. And as you know, being funny is hard. It's not easy being funny. It's not easy being funny. So we've taken a couple of passes.
So it's a little that much less easier.
Comedies are tough. We're very discerning. It's tough to be funny. It is. And I love comedies.
Mary Lou Bell, she has a couple of books, and
nice.
Very surprised at the beats that you have to accomplish to be successful on a comedy film. There's a couple of books that she has out there.
And think how discerning the public's. Yeah. I mean, what's worse if you're in the theater and they've worked so hard to make a comedy and it's the sound of one hand clapping, it's crickets. I mean, what's more dreadful than that? I mean, it's tough to be funny for 90 minutes or 2 hours. It is tough. So
you got to
kudos to you. I mean, that is amazing. Yeah. Nice job.
Short. This is short. But
no, that's great.
I'm just trying to stay in the game too.
Yeah, we all do.
I'm so excited. People's attention spans, even if I don't think if I had Brad Pitt on here, I'd be able to hold people's attention.
I think he'd be able to. He's pretty good.
30 minutes. That's it. But
Dina, I'm going to leave you and your listeners with one thought. And I have this, I'm looking at my refrigerator now. It's plastered 3 or 4 places in my home. It's a motto that I look at every single day of my life many times. Do what you think you can't. And if you have that mindset and that mantra, and you do that every day, and you look at that, it's amazing what you can do if you stretch yourself. Do what you think you can't, and the whole world is opened up. And go, go, go.
Go.
Yeah.
Go. I love it. Chris, thank you so much for joining Dina 6 TV.
You're fantastic.
You too. Thanks for hanging in there with the little Zoom stuff.
Absolutely. I knew we'd get through it, Dina.
Yeah. Perseverance. So take care, and I'll be in touch, and more to come.
I want to know about your short in Central Park. I'll be there.
I'll send you the script.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Thank you
You were awesome.
You too.
Peace. Take care. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.